So what have you guys been doing this week?
Working, drawing. In fact, I actually just opened Clip Studio Paint to do stuff while we talk.
Nice.
Using your time.
I've also been working, and I currently do have Pro Tools open. Not to do anything while we work, because that would be super distracting.
That's harder to do your audio.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I got a deadline at the end of the week and stuff. So.
Are they
needless to say,
Spider-Man?
I wish. No, that'd be cool, being a photographer for superheroes, but also being that superhero because you're swindling your boss.
Maybe has it coming.
I've just been doing the work, but also I did play some Yu-Gi-Ohs. Actually, I helped a friend because they needed to get sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
Oh,
so I supported them. Okay, don't judge. People need money, especially these fucking past 2 years. And if they could do that and get money for it, good for them.
No, man. If Raid Shadow Legends wants to sponsor us, I'm sure we can come up with a nice ad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So, that kind of thing. I haven't played 14 before anyone asks. I haven't had the chance to do anything other than Yu-Gi-Ohs.
I haven't played 14 in like 2 weeks, so.
Yeah. Oh, the will is always there, but I'm also very tired.
In between all my work, I have managed to cap in 14. I've also managed to get to 100 in Monster Hunter finally. I'm 102 or something. I have been fighting Valstrax. Goodness gracious, Valstrax is so much more frustrating to fight solo than he is in a group, and I know that may seem obvious, but also, man, I wish sometimes I just chose Longsword like everyone else, because if I was just a little bit faster. But yeah, I've not actually been struggling or anything. It's just,
Well, I mean, when you fight Valstrax with people that slightly know how to play against Valstrax, I guess it's a lot easier, but I mean...
No, friend. In with them... I just need you to be a target dummy.
Oh.
So long as you don't die, I don't care what you're doing. I'll solo the damn thing if I have to.
I'll just dodge around.
Yeah, it's just really mobile, and it gets off-center just enough to screw up my guard points to SADs, so... If it was that big a deal, I would... if it continues to be this big a deal, I'm just gonna go make a Lance. Lance will be fine. That's how I beat him in the Switch version. I just wanted to go back to Charge Blade for
just
PC.
Play Longsword.
I mean, I could. I mean, all my complaining aside, Longsword's not terribly difficult. Longsword might be the most busted weapon in this game right now. No, probably the bow guns, but it's up there.
It's either bow guns or bow, because, like I said, bow can, 100 to 0 a monster in, 15 seconds. If you play the right game.
My money's still on bow guns just because the ammos are actually OP.
Yeah.
I just don't understand why anyone's saying this game's harder than any other game in the series. This game's so piss easy. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. It's just...
Just go ahead.
I mean, I was enjoying it. I just didn't get to play as much as I wanted to because... goodness, I think I only got 10 levels throughout the whole week, and you can get 2 levels on a single hunt.
Yeah. I mean, you could just do rampages. Rampages give you the most hunter rank.
Or I could choose to love myself instead.
I mean, there's some choices in life, right? You either hate yourself and get the job done, or you love yourself and get the job done, but take a lot longer to get the job done.
I chose the latter. Thank you. But that's all I got up to. I think I did start Black, but I got 3 gyms in and remembered, man, I think I really have just aged out of this.
Yeah, that's fair. I still say if you're willing to give it the go, that Pokemon does have a good story.
Yeah, and I'll whenever I find more time, I might continue. I certainly haven't like thrown it across the room and just I'm finished with you for all time. No, I've just I couldn't do it. Do it whilst I was working. I'd rather do other things.
Wait, throw it
Needless
across
to
the
say,
room.
because of all the work.
So throw it across the room. Like, are you actually physically playing it, or?
No, absolutely not. Don't be silly.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was like, what the, I was
no,
like, how?
No, because it was on DS, right? No, I don't have a DS. I have a 3DS, but that's it. Needless to say, Sifu has been delayed again because of all the work dropped in my lap. But I think at the end of this 2-week period, I'm finally going to have a little bit of a grace period for me to pick that game up and just kind of no life it. We'll see.
Yeah.
That's me. Yeah, that's me for this week.
My life has been a mixture of a couple of different things these past 2 weeks.
All right? I bet.
I have been on one Twitch page this entire 2 weeks, and it doesn't look like it's ending anytime soon. So
is it the Bob Ross page?
God no, Bob Ross stopped streaming. All right, his stuff stops streaming every now and then. Right?
That's true. He only does like the 24 hours over the weekend. This is fair.
Yeah. Mouse just doesn't stop. That's 18 days. So
can't stop, won't stop. Choo choo.
Can't stop, won't stop. I assume if it gets to a point where it goes until this upcoming Saturday or whatever, she'll actually cap it out, because that's when Connor debuts as a VTuber, and she's kind of facilitating that. So
I still can't believe he's doing it.
Yeah, I can't believe out of the 3, he's the VTuber.
He's the one who I think came down on it the absolute hardest, did not understand it, could not be made to understand it. And yet, here we are.
Yeah. So that's my, I mean, outside of playing, outside of watching anime every weekend. That's been my my media, my watchable media that I've been indulging in.
What about the stuff you do?
The stuff I do. All right. Well, even though I had 3 days off for the release of Horizon Forbidden West, I actually played a lot more Xenoblade Chronicles than I did Horizon.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I did like an entire stint for, I think, Friday, I think. No, not Friday. Friday was the day it came out. Saturday, I pretty much played Xenoblade all day.
You might say he was really feeling it.
Oh my god, it was definitely Rhine time. I had to look up, because you know in Xenoblade 2 there's only like 10 chapters, right? But each chapter is like long as ball sacks.
Okay.
There are 17 chapters in Xenoblade 1. All right. I'm only on chapter 9. So I'm like I guess just over halfway through the game.
I mean, you're gonna use the word only?
What do you mean only?
Well, that's what I'm saying. What do you mean only? That's you've actually blitzed through that. I think that's how I feel about this.
I've put like 25 hours into the game. It's not exactly blitzing. So
yeah,
it's
I guess not. Fair enough.
If I'm like just over halfway, like 25 hours, then it's probably going to take me like around 50 to beat the game, because we know we know in JRPG history the last couple of chapters are usually long as hell.
I mean, that's one of 2 options.
Yeah, so and then I have Future Connected to do. So
I'm sorry?
Future Connected, that's the story that they brought in with the definitive edition. So it takes place like a couple years after.
Okay.
So it's like Torna, but a sequel, not a prequel.
Yes.
So yeah, I've been playing a lot of that. I got to get through it as fast as I can so I can ship it to you and you can play it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Because while it's definitely worth $40, I mean, if I can save somebody $40. Actually, did it cost me $40? How much did it cost? No, I think I paid 50 or 60 for it. So yeah,
full price.
I think I'm not 100% certain there. Yeah, and always fuck Nintendo. So yeah, they don't need no more money. Monolith Soft needs more money because they do a lot of shit, but Nintendo doesn't need more money. But yeah, Horizon Forbidden West came out. That game is Horizon Zero Dawn, but better. In almost every aspect. When Ralph said that game was dense, all right?
Yeah.
I didn't realize it until I did the first tall neck of that game. And I was at a complete mistake that I did the first tall neck. All right? Because it opened up a section of the map or whatever, like it showed me a section of the map. There was so much shit on that map. Like it made Witcher look fucking like a baby.
Wow, that is quite a thing to say.
That is dead. There is literally stuff every like 20 feet to like fucking do. Also, the machines are so annoying. Let me tell you, they are fucking hard. All right, I have
they're smart.
I am so mad that they were like they did the dumb shit where it's like, oh, right before you play as Aloy going into this one area right in the beginning, she goes, on my way here I lost some of my gear, and they did. I hate that. All right, give us some carryover, please. Like some carryover. Like I spent forever getting that fucking armor I had in Horizon Zero Dawn, and now she just doesn't have it. Like she just take it off and it got stolen. Like who takes off that armor? Nobody. I should have it.
It doesn't carry over save items.
No, it doesn't. It didn't carry over shit.
It's frustrating. No, that is actually frustrating.
No, I don't want to be OP. I want to be not getting 2 hit. All right. Some of these things fucking hurt, and I'm playing on normal.
Good.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, the melee works 12 times better than Zero Dawn. Like it actually feels like a melee. Now it's still not as good as it should be, but it's still pretty good. I did run into that bug that Ralph ran into, the one where you hit an area and like your frames just immediately drop.
Oh, they just tank to nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've walked out of that area, all right, and it went back to normal. But when I went back into that area, it dropped again, so I had to reset. And then when I popped back in, it was perfect.
That's weird.
That's weird. Yeah, I know. I'm just like, oh. I'm barely touching this game. This game hits my brain spiders when I look at the map too much, and I'm just like, I can do this. I can do this.
Overwhelmed.
It's beautiful though. Game looks gorgeous.
Oh absolutely. Yeah, no. I mean, even just seeing the 1080p horrible bitrate YouTube videos, it looks amazing. I imagine like once you actually have it on your rig.
But yeah, it's been between that and Xenoblade. I don't think I've played anything else. No, because I didn't touch Miles Morales this week. I mean, I might have actually played Miles Morales since the last time we talked. But there's nothing really to update there. It's Spider-Man. So I'm like halfway through the story.
Spider-Man.
But yeah, that's actually all I played. I can't go into depth with either Xenoblade or Horizon, or we'll be here forever.
No, do you have to understand?
Yeah. But yeah, that's all I played. And we don't have a question from Little this week, so we get to roll right into the juicy bits of this week's news.
Hey guys, don't forget to sub to the channel if you're into what you're hearing. While you're down there, remember to like the video as much as we like you. You'll be good now. I don't know that I like that phrasing just because of the last image. Okay.
Not. Yeah, but we get to talk about our favorite company and our favorite video game. Doll it. We get to talk about Bungie and Destiny. And then we're moving content again.
I mean, we've known about this one for a little while now. So yeah, Forsaken's campaign and a few things attached to it, like locations, are going into the content vault. Is that what they call it? They're being sunset. I mean, I guess it's not unexpected.
No, Sunset's reset. All right, they're being vaulted. Like this is like
so this is straight up vaulting then.
This is not being able to buy certain Disney princess films because they're and they're in the fucking vault. All right.
Yes. Still, I think we've known about this for a little while, even before it was announced like a few months ago. It's just how Destiny 2 works, which is not ideal.
Bad.
But this one in particular kind of feels like this feels really wrong, eh?
Mm-hmm. Very wrong.
Like Forsaken was the X-Pack that gave D2 like the second wind it very much needed at the time. Like leaving this campaign and its necessary locations in game would, I mean, it just feels like the right thing to do.
How have they not been able to fix their? No, actually, you know what? It's not that they haven't been able to fix it. It's that they probably know how to fix their whole fucking the game is too big situation, but they're just like, nah, we're just gonna have our game be FOMO as fuck.
All right, is that what they're doing it for? They're saying it's too big.
Oh yeah, they've said that with what they had set up, it was too big and that it was going to be a mess to keep going. Which on one hand, yeah, sure, I believe it. On the other hand, you're a AAA company. What the fuck, guys?
Like, I mean, even Activision had like a bit of this problem when it came to Warzone, and how big that motherfucker kept getting. But I think they finally were able to compress a lot of their files now, and it doesn't get any bigger anymore.
That feels like a bit of a disingenuous comparison, because admittedly, Call of Duty never had an excuse. That's just a very, very, very large map.
Mm-hmm.
At least, I guess, Destiny 2 has the excuse of multiple maps and multiple sections within those maps, and then all the content that is a part of those expansions and campaigns and all the loot and all of that. But even still, I mean, this is what happens when you make an MMO. This is something that they had to have foreseen. This isn't even the first Destiny game.
Destiny's not an MMO.
You're fucking wrong.
I know, but they won't call it an MMO.
I mean, I know. I think they finally gave up on that. I think they do acknowledge it as an MMO now. This is the Destiny 2 campaign. Like, if you know nothing about the series, you know about Forsaken. And, I mean, Bungie's elected to vault it anyway, seemingly assured that, like, the rest of the game is strong enough, I guess. I mean, like, I don't play. I haven't played
not the problem. The problem isn't that it's the game, like, if they remove it, the game's not going to be strong enough or anything or whatever. People paid for this content.
That's true. I mean, look.
They paid for it.
Yeah. Sunsetting and vaulting overall is a topic that is not very well received, and it induces a lot of salt. So I mean, like, it's safe to say that this is not helping that.
No, it's not.
I mean, I guess that anyone still playing the game, I say that as if this is a dying game, to the people who are still like attached to the series who never left, like, yeah, they're probably not doing much in that zone. But I mean, then again, like you said, and like we're not the first people to say this, it's still strange to me that like players are paying for something they can't interact with because Bungie has a scuffed server plan.
They just don't know how to compress their video game correctly. There's literally the thing that everybody uses now, the noodle compression architecture. They could take the time and implement that into their game. But do they?
I wonder if they can.
No.
I wonder if it's not so scuffed that that's not applicable to them.
I mean, I'm more on the doomer side of it, or blackpilling of saying, no, they probably could, and they're just doing it to force people to play their game more. Because they're vaulting content that people play that people paid for, right? Now people are buying Witch Queen, right? You're gonna need to go in and play all of Witch Queen as you can and all this stuff into it, because next expansion down the line, we're just gonna vault it so you can never play it.
It's true. It's probably likely that Shadowkeep is next in the chopping block.
Yeah. So
So really hope you didn't want to go to the moon, I guess.
Are they offering any compensation or whatever for people that did buy it? No. Okay.
There are things in place so that you can still get like the guns. They have alternate means of getting that, but in terms of what you get for losing the campaign and a strike here and there, no, you just have to grit your teeth and deal with it. Because of course you're playing Witch Queen anyway. You're not going to have time for all of that.
Mm-hmm. Destiny, Bungie, Destiny. Yeah, I hope whatever Bungie's working on next is like not going to go through the same process, because at this point in time
it can't. It'll die outright.
I don't want to. I honestly just don't want to touch anything Bungie has its name on it.
And I think that is a very legitimate fear going into Bungie's next live service game, because of course it's going to be a live service game. I wonder how many people are going to be willing to pick it up immediately. Bungie has the bad reputation of having awful launches, of having an awful first half of the dev cycle of a new game. Like, they've done it on Destiny and Destiny 2, both had to be restarted halfway through development. So there really is no reason to go into a Bungie game with like high hopes.
Yep.
Or rather, I can't find a reason to fault you for not.
Yeah. Who knows? But Bungie's not the only company on our shit list this week.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Oh man. You know, every week there's bad Nintendo news. Just fuels my hate. It just fuels it. I'm just like, how? What? Why? So, Nintendo announced that they're closing the eShops for both the 3DS and the Wii U, and they're doing it in steps. By May 23rd, if I recall correctly, you will not be able to add money to either of the shops from your wallet. So you can't like use a credit card or whatever to add money to it. By sometime in November, you will not be able to add money through their cards, like through Nintendo cards and codes. And by March of next year, which will be pretty much when the services go down, period, that'll be when you cannot use game cards or game codes to redeem anything off of either shop. Why? What's the point in this?
It saves money. That's it.
No, it actually doesn't. All right.
No, it absolutely does.
No, because they still have to hold the games on their server.
Because if people, they can start offloading it. They can start offloading aspects of it because they don't have to run the shop. I don't even necessarily know that this is a net gain for them, but it's just what it is.
It can't be any certain amount of money that is actually like damnable to them. It literally cannot.
I mean, that's probably very true, but it means that they don't have to have multiple teams on this. They don't have to worry about financials going towards another team. They don't need to worry about maintenance now. It's just about upkeep. It's just about the upkeep as is. They don't need to do anything going forward. And I assume at this point they've done the numbers and just seen that it's genuinely not worth it to keep it up. Now, rest assured, I do not like this. But I am trying to figure out why Nintendo is doing this. I mean, and to be fair, we know why. Nintendo is still, after all these years, in the card and toy line mindset. It's run its course, we scrap it, we'll bring it back in a second run later on and charge full price for it again. This is very much in line with Nintendo as we know it. It sucks. It absolutely does. And God forbid anyone still likes these two systems. I still have a Wii U and a 3DS. So
there's just content that so I was listening to something and like there's what is it? Fire Emblem Awakening, all right? You have two versions of that game, all right?
Yes.
There's a third version that you can only get through download.
I had no idea this was a thing.
Yeah, there's a third version of the game that you can only get through downloading, and it's attached to either whatever Awakening game you have. All right. You won't be able to get this after March. You won't be able
to. It's true, but Nintendo's absolutely thinking anyone who wanted it already got it. Not at all considering that maybe someone finds it in the next 2 years. Yeah, maybe that's their introduction to Fire Emblem.
People have their whole brand around playing retro games. All right.
Yeah, and Nintendo has been very open about not being about that life.
Yeah, and it's frustrating, and like Nintendo's never gonna change because none of them know how to work a fucking social media account. So none of them ever see the shit that the people hate.
No. If you think that Nintendo isn't aware of the reputation it's cultivated, you're just wrong. Nintendo doesn't care because Nintendo is still incredibly profitable. And they know that they can resell these games.
Buys their shit.
Exactly. They can resell these games digitally on their online server, their new online service, or just re-release it at full price and people will buy.
And people have done in the past, so they have no reason to not do it going forward.
And again, just to make everything clear, I don't like this. I think this is incredibly anti-consumer. I think this is very much money first, happiness second. But like logically, I see what they're doing. And it's scummy, but it works.
Like even Sony backed away from doing this.
Yeah.
Needless to say, though, I did hear the joke that if Sony doesn't change their mind, the Vita will outlast the 3DS, so it wins by default.
Okay.
I hadn't considered that, so fair enough.
So I guess that's the best win you could get. It's a sad life we live in. Square Enix trademarks Valkyrie Elysium in Europe.
Please be a Valkyrie profile game. Don't be trolling us.
They trademarked Valkyrie Elysium a little bit ago in Japan, and so now it's spreading out to places outside. So I want to hope this is a Valkyrie profile game, like a new Valkyrie profile game. But the cynical side of me is watch it be another Valkyrie profile mobile game.
Don't.
You said it.
I said
it.
You said it.
I see. I had to think. I thought about it, so everybody had.
I didn't even consider that.
But I'm hoping it's not. I'm hoping it's a legit modern Valkyrie
Please
profile
be like
game.
a sequel.
You know how we news tends to break after we finish recording? Guess what'll happen?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. 100% you're correct.
And I'm like, I called this about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
But no, I hope it. I never really played any of the Valkyrie profile games. But I have watched people play them, and they look pretty fun.
I didn't play 1. I played a lot of 2. I really like it. And I no longer have the ability to play it, and you virtually cannot emulate that game. So yeah. I would like a sequel and a remake. So if you could just bring that whole series back, that'd be grand.
I'm always interested in stuff regarding Valkyrie profile, because I've played a lot of games that have connections to Valkyrie profile. Because Tri-Ace likes to put that one fucking hard ass boss in every one of their fucking games. I forget what her name is. But she's in what's that? She's in Infinite Under Discovery. She's in a bunch of Star Ocean games. I think isn't Freya part of the Valkyrie profile series as well?
I mean, remember, all these names are based on Norse figures. For all we know, it could be using the same name but a different.
No. These are legitimate calls to Valkyrie profile. These are actual.
Then yeah, Freya is one.
And there's one of them. She's like the queen or something. She's like Valkyrie queen.
Ethereal queen.
Ethereal queen. There we go.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, she's in fucking she's in Infinite Under Discovery. She's in 2 Star Ocean games, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Tri-Ace likes to throw a bunch of Valkyrie profile bosses in a lot of their games. So I'm always interested every time Tri-Ace likes to do something. I'm assuming that maybe the Ethereal Queen might be in Star Ocean 6. If that game's any good, it might have her. They do like to do super bosses, so
fair.
But yeah, that'll be interesting. I mean, obviously we have no idea when this game will be announced. I'm assuming maybe.
Oh yeah, it's super TBA at the moment.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, let's see. We possibly have a Square Enix Presents happening sometime in a couple months, because around April is when they usually do a Square Enix Presents. And then we also have E3 coming out.
Well, let's start using the term E3 and Summer Games Fest timing, because I don't know about E3.
No, E3 is going to have their own line thing like they did last year.
All right, fair enough.
They already confirmed that it wasn't going to be
Yeah, I imagine it won't be again for many years, if ever.
Yeah. But yeah, we will see. Now we get on to some actually good, well, not news, but just a little shout out.
Oh yeah,
our boy
absolutely.
Alex Moukala, he's a very popular music composer in many game spheres, because he does a lot of does a lot of stuff in different gaming spheres. He's calling action to people in the 14 community to record themselves singing the final bit of the chorus in Close in the Distance from Final Fantasy XIV, so he can put it together to make a cover. And he also teases 11 special people that are going to be part of the song, that are going to sing like the first part of the song. He has not revealed who they are, but he says that they're very special people. And
it's going to be exciting.
By the time this video comes up, the entries will be closed or whatever. But look forward to that final product. He makes a lot of good music.
He really does. Yeah. He's so good at arrangement and stuff. So, and he's also like in his videos, he's very good at showing his process and trying to like make it easier for folks who are not musically inclined or used to audio engineering or composing of any sort. Just to break it down for them. It's very interesting.
He's very funny too.
He's just really cool. If you're not,
it makes everything funky.
Yeah. He does a lot of funky stuff. He loves funk. He just loves making everything funky.
He is a meme. It's great.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, be on the lookout for the final product for that. Obviously, there's no timing for that. Just follow him on Twitter and YouTube, because he is a G. Next up, we have some more 14 news. There is a live letter that happened this week, and we did our own reaction to it. But we'll just go over like the small basics of what was shown at this live letter. Just before it, Yoshi P stated that NFTs will not be in or around Final Fantasy XIV. Just making sure that people know that, and he understands that people don't want that in this game, and he knows, and it will not be part of it. So there you go. That automatically makes a little bit of what the president said nice.
Yeah, like 14 team, they're very good at keeping abreast of how the community feels about certain things. So yeah, it's good that he's taking notice about this as well.
Super transparent.
Enjoying the video? Remember to like and sub. Helps out the channel a bunch, and we're grateful for everyone we get.
The live letter itself was about the next 10 years of the video game. Yeah, a good 10-year plan. The first little bit of it was them talking about the past 11 years of the game and just going through the timeline and everything. But then they talked about what they have looking forward to going through the next couple of patches and going into 7.0. There will be updated graphics. They have shown some comparing screens of what they had only been working on for a month, and it already looks a lot better.
Stunning how good the upgrades look. They've been working on for, what you say, it was like 5 weeks, a month and a week.
It was a month
Crazy.
and a day. Month and a day.
And a day. Oof.
Yeah. So it's very, very, very nice. I mean, they went through and they said not everything's going to get updated. There will be stuff that's updated and stuff that's not updated for a while, because this is stuff that they have to bring out in stages. But a lot of the stuff from everything from 7.0 and on will go through the new graphics update and everything like that. Now this is just a graphics update. This is not engine level. So we're still going to be running off the same engine. So there will still be spaghetti code and everything. Unfortunate, but
they've made a lot of headway in like diagnosing the issues that come with the old code and really making it work, though.
Yeah, game still runs amazing. So, we're gonna have updated instances that allow single player play a lot more. So like everything from A Realm Reborn, or like all the main scenario dungeons from A Realm Reborn on through to current, will be able to use the trust system, which is something that they've implemented starting in Shadowbringers. They're gonna be updating that throughout the cycle of Endwalker. So like in 6.1, we're gonna start to get most of the ARR stuff, if not all of the ARR stuff. And a little bit, I guess. They also said like a little bit of maybe 2 to 3 dungeons in Heavensward. And then,
the lion's share will be focused around ARRs. That's going to be where you want to focus for now.
And then 6.2 will be the rest of Heavensward, and 6.3 will be Stormblood, and no, there was a patch that they skipped when it came to dungeons, because I think the last 2 patches were supposed to be like the rest of Heavensward and then Stormblood, because after that, that's when that's when trusts were already part of the system. So that's really interested. They're going to be changing a lot of duties in A Realm Reborn, because a lot of like the base level 50 stuff like Castrum and Praetorium are going to be changed. And the trials, the 4-player trials, are going to be changed. Ultimate's going to be changed into a 4-player trial. La Habre is getting his own duty instance. So like after you beat Praetorium or whatever, you do like a solo.
Goodbye the days of the 10-second La Habre.
Yeah.
Is Ratatoska going?
Ratatoska?
One of the Gallian.
Oh, you mean Ratatan?
Someone else. Ratatan, that's it.
Ratatoska's the dragon.
The dragon?
Oh yeah, sorry. I get mixed up.
Ratatan's turning into a solo instance duty as well.
As well he should.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I saw on Twitter saying he's completely going. I was like, whoa.
No, he won't be a trial anymore, but he's gonna be a 1v1. So technically they're getting buffs.
Okay.
They're technically getting buffs. They're gonna be more difficult than they are now. Which isn't saying much.
Not saying much. Yeah.
but still. So anybody looking forward to looking to do maybe like a retrospective run like Dalit was doing before.
Yeah, sure was.
Maybe wait till 7.0 to do it, so you can have all the new shiny stuff.
Realistically, I'll just do it again.
Yeah. Then they talked about the roadmap for 6.1 to 6.5. They revealed that they're doing a new 1 to 4 player difficult type of content called Criterion Dungeons.
Criterion Dungeons, yeah. I had initially, I made the assumption that these were the new deep dungeons, but those crop up later. This is a unique thing.
Yeah. Because everybody wanted like difficult 4-player content, and so apparently these types of dungeons are going to be variable difficulty depending on how many people you have in your party. So I'm assuming it's like going to be kind of like, I guess, like Monster Hunter scaling, where you have it scaled to solo player if you're just by yourself, and then you have it scaled to 2 people, scaled to 3 people, scaled to 4 people. And so on a technical case, 4 people should technically be harder, but it might just like turn into like maybe 4 people can just like easily like go through this dungeon like a lot better or a lot faster.
Yeah. Balancing something like this is going to be something that probably they take a second shot at some point, unless they just absolutely nail it the first time around.
Yeah. Well, there'll be 3 before. There's going to be 3 before 7.0. There's one in 6.
Still going to be unskippable cutscenes?
Oh, you're talking about for Praetorium and that? We don't know.
Yeah.
Say anything.
That's a good question. They might finally relent on that. I doubt it, though, if I'm honest.
Yeah, I don't think it will. I think it'll still be MSQ roulette. It's just going to be with 4 people instead of 8. So, who knows? But for the Criterion Dungeons, there's going to be 3 before 7.0, and I think one of them comes out in They start in 6.2, so it'll be 6.2, 6.3, and 6.4.
Still got a little bit to wait.
Or maybe it was 6.3, 4, and 5. I'm not 100% sure on that one. But yeah, we still got a little bit of wait. 6.3, they'll have Deep Dungeon. They showed Island Sanctuary, or they showed that they're going to be putting in Island Sanctuary in 6.2. Only going to be 2 ultimates this expansion. So everybody wanting 3. Tough luck. Yeah, I think that's pretty much about it. They had a Q&A, but we didn't watch that because Leak can't be spoiled. Leak can't be spoiled. Koji Fox got a promotion. He's now the head of the entire business division when it comes to localization and translation.
Congrats, Koji!
So it means he's working on Final Fantasy 16. And Kate got promoted to head of localization for 14. So yeah. 10 years, and I think they said the next live letter 69, nice, is going to be first week of March. So actually not too long from now. Actually a couple live letters like pretty much right in a row actually.
Yeah.
But that's it for the 14 news. I'm sure you guys have a lot to say about this next topic.
Sure do. So, Capcom had a little to-do yesterday evening. Well, when Daigo finally let them get to it. Capcom announced Capcom's fighting game collection, scheduled to come out June 24th, 2022. This will include 10 games coming to the everything, insofar as I can tell, including the entire Darkstalker series.
Which I've been wanting!
Yeah! Red Earth, Cyberbots, Hyper Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter Gem Fighter, Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, which I am looking forward to. By the way, it's not hyperbole to say that this is Capcom openly testing the waters to see what is worth bringing back in their eyes. Depending on if people buy this collection and what games they're in do well, we could see Capcom branch out and give some love to titles that aren't Street Fighter going forward. So, I mean, if you're interested, definitely make purchases. So I know Leek's gonna buy it for the Vampire series, eh?
Yep, and Puzzle Fighter.
Fighter.
I played Pocket Fighter on the PS1. I don't know if it's just a rename for America or something. I don't know. But that's the one I actually want as well.
So,
but if Puzzle Fighter is actually Pocket Fighter, then that makes me happy.
And naturally, if this does well, I'm sure the other Capcom fighting games that do not appear on this list will also be given a chance to shine. So, definitely support. But that is not what everyone was looking forward to when the countdown reached 1 for about a half hour.
God damn it, Daigo.
I mean, he really just didn't want to lose. So, as I'm sure you've all heard by now, Street Fighter VI has been officially revealed. Release date, TBA. As a matter of fact, information date, TBA.
TBA.
It was a short...
Anything at all, TBA.
Yeah, seriously. It was 39 seconds. The few things we could definitely take away is that this is in the RE engine, 100%, and that Luke and Ryu are confirmed characters. Also, the logo's whack.
Also, Ryu is actually just Chris Redfield.
Yeah.
Got a beard and all.
He looked great. I just, goodness gracious, they look so good. I think the new aesthetic might actually split the base a little bit. Because it does, admittedly, this does get away from, that super colorful, cartoony feel of the early games. And thankfully gets away from whatever the hell was happening in 4 and 5. But yeah, this gives me hope that Ken won't look like a monstrosity.
Nah, Ryu actually literally looks like he could stop bullets with his fucking chest.
Oh yeah, Ryu looks like two people smashed together.
Yeah, Ryu and fucking and Chris Redfield.
Yeah, like it was like physically they were standing next to each other and they just didn't quite all the way merge. I mean, there's a lot of things we can probably assume about this. Like we all know Chun-Li's coming back. They tried to not have her in a game, and that didn't go over well, and she ended up turning up after New Generation and Second Impact and Third Strike. Ken's gonna be in here.
Like Chun-Li, like be in here. Like top 5 like most popular characters of Street Fighter.
Street Fighter, Chun-Li's probably the most popular character by far.
Yeah.
She gets the most costumes, and people buy those costumes.
How do they not put her in a game?
Well, this was a bit before that. This is the Third Strike era, yeah? So this is when they wanted to start over, and the only returning characters they had, I feel like that's correct. The only returning characters were Ken and Ryu. Yeah, but because, quite frankly, even they knew that if they took those two out of the game, no one was going to pick it up.
Okay, so...
Turns out, people also wanted Chun-Li, so they brought her back eventually. And she ended up being a terror in that game.
I have a question here.
Go on, then.
We've all seen Ryu and how he looks like Chris Redfield, and he's like fucking, punching boulder stick, all right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yo, what about them thighs? Like, Chun-Li's thighs going to be fucking
So, yeah, Chun-Li is not proportioned like a human being, is she? So
no.
I don't know. Have you seen that Chinese weightlifter lady? She's pretty much one for one for her.
She's one for one, yeah.
It is physically possible to look like that as a woman. So, yeah.
Squat hard.
The RE engine gonna do her good.
Well, that's the thing. Like they have practice on the RE engine for a couple of different titles now. They'll make it work. I'm interested in seeing a couple of characters come back. It'll be nice to get away from, like, me and Lee tore into this game aesthetically for like the past 5 years. It's nice that they got away from that. It's nice that we can look at these characters and go, yeah, you're not this weird clay flesh combination.
Look so weird,
yep. Well, we can all take solace in the fact that Capcom is willing to reach out to Fiverr to make sure that they give them money to make a
Well, I joked about it. I shared the tweet that joked about it more realistic. But yeah, fuck. No, not me.
Well, she was quick to find someone who nailed it. Yeah,
Khan on Twitter, you nailed it.
Like, wow, this looks like the follow-up is even better, where we find out, this has to be temp, right? That Scooby-Doo medallion of a logo.
Nah, man, that's gonna be the logo. It's gonna be the logo. They paid a crisp $600 for that.
I genuinely cannot imagine this is what. Oh my goodness, if it is, I've seen people meme on it in Discord, where they put that image. Only there's a 7 there. Like, oh yeah, I guess I'm in the future. I got the 7th one. It's not great. That ain't it. You got to do something else, please.
Actually, I'm wondering how much they actually did pay for that, because the extended license is only $79.99.
Admittedly, I genuinely think it's a temp piece. I don't know why they didn't just do the same thing that they usually do. I mean, they're not all identical at all, but like
they have a theme.
Departure.
They have a theme. And the theme
Street over Fighter with the number behind it.
Yeah, a Roman numeral.
This is true. That's actually kind of a big thing. This is using the Arabic numeral. I mean, let's be real here. This is not a big thing at all, but yeah, they clearly want to do something new with this, and this is probably indicative of that, but come on now. If you're not going to try, why should we?
Exactly. But that's not the only thing that had a countdown this week.
Yeah.
Atlas put up a countdown for on a Soul Hackers website a couple of days ago, and it came up the almost not the exact same time, but within hours of the Capcom Street Fighter reveal.
Goodness,
Soul Hackers 2.
I was expecting.
Soul Hackers 2 was announced for everything that isn't the Nintendo Switch, which I'm actually kind of confused on. Which I'm actually
this is actually weird, right? Yeah,
because this game looks like it could run on the Switch.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't see if SMT5 could, I don't see why this couldn't.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. I'm like, Atlas, you just put out a game that sold immensely successful on the Switch. Why can't this one come on the Switch? Now, I'm okay with it not being on the Switch because I have literally everything else on that list other than Xbox. So I don't give two shits. But I'm sitting here like, oh, you know what? It's probably the same thing, same reason why actually is Persona 5 on the Switch?
Persona 5 bases, Royal isn't, as I recall.
Oh, right.
Which is weird.
Right. Yeah, you know what? I don't know. Maybe Atlas just has a love-hate relationship with the Switch, man.
There's some weird contracting going on over there. But to the point of the matter, Soul Hackers 2 is like just this next attempt for Atlas to further broaden everyone's understanding of the SMT series. Like they want all parts of the series to be profitable, and quite frankly, this looks great.
By the way, this is a sequel to a video game that came out in 1997.
So yeah, a couple of things. That first and foremost, but secondly, this is technically the third game in this branch of the series. So that's going to be a bit confusing. Yeah, so the Devil Summoner series is made up of SMT, Devil Summoner, Soul Hackers, and now just Soul Hackers 2. So, real rock solid on the consistency front there. Thank you for making this easy to follow.
Oh, well, it's still called Devil Summoner Soul Hackers 2.
Oh, I must have missed that on the advert. Fair enough. Admittedly, I haven't played this branch. I'm not going to pretend like I have. I'm a bit more out of the loop on this one than the other SMT games. I mean, we're all familiar with Persona, and I was moderately familiar with SMT. I will say, though, this game looks amazing. I dig this aesthetic a lot. It's not even something I'm usually into. It's super anime, and I'm actually here for it.
I'm very here for it, actually. The UI aesthetic is very, very Persona 5-esque.
Yeah, it's very familiar at this point, which is safe.
And instead of like it being red and blacks or whatever, it's literally neon colors, like all around. Even the main character is like a bright, shining neon character.
Yeah, I dig the techwear really on her. I like the way that all the characters look. They all look very unique. There's not a theme amongst them, but I enjoy their diverse attires. So yeah, this is actually dropping on the 26th of August. Like, not looking for more information. Like, it's actually coming out. So,
dude, JRPG fans gonna be eating good this year.
Eating sure will
good, because we got Xenoblade 3 coming out. We got possibly Final Fantasy 16. That's tentative, obviously. Triangle Strategy comes out next month. Fucking we have Soul Hackers. We have I had a list, but like I mean that Chrono Cross remaster comes out sometime this year, right?
Yeah, there's a lot to like about this.
6 Pixel remaster comes out in like less than a week. Dude, JRPG fans, they got buffets this year. Buffet. I'm looking forward. I'm actually looking forward to Soul Hackers. I'm not a SMT person or whatever. Like I've the only Persona I've played and beaten is Persona 5 Royal. But I've played a little bit of 3, played a little bit of 4. I've never touched an SMT game at all. If you don't count Persona 3 and 4 being SMT.
Look, Atlas doesn't either. They want you to think of them as different IPs, so you might as well.
Yeah. Well, they didn't want us to think about that when they made them, so.
No, that is a recent thing. This is fair.
Yeah. But I've never touched like Devil Summoner. I think I watched the Devil Survivor anime, or a little bit of like Devil Survivor 2 anime or whatever it's called. That anime was trash. But this game looks like Persona 5, but different colors and about techwear stuff. That's techwear stuff in it, so it looks really nice, and I'll probably play it.
I think we're finally at the point where people see an Atlas RPG and get excited, and they kind of don't care that they're not Persona anymore. I think Atlas has finally cracked it with SMT5 that everyone's going to be willing to give them the benefit of the doubt, and that's good.
Yeah,
I like it. Definitely dig it. I too will be giving Soul Hackers a chance. This will be my first dive into the Devil Summoner side of things. Mm-hmm. So I get to finally experience this route as well, and then go back and read up on everything else, because the other games are really old.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and assume you probably don't need to play the first one. I'm gonna assume this. Now I could
depends
be wrong.
How far back into the SMT stuff do you care to go? Because they're all linked somehow. It's just a matter of finding them.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're all going to be linked, but I mean, I think it's going to be like towards like Soul Hackers 1 is, like I said, 97. Man, if they're making, I don't think they're making a direct sequel to that game. This is probably more of like a reboot-ish type.
So I'm going to say something that immediately retracted. They haven't been in the industry for making direct sequels.
Yeah,
and I'm going to immediately eat
fair.
crow.
Yeah.
And I'm going to immediately eat crow, because apparently that's not true of SMT5. But I guess SMT5 did still skip SMT4 in order to get to be a sequel. Mm-hmm. So like they're all attached to each other in real roundabout ways. Some now more direct than others. So we'll see if that's going to be a thing going forward. But no, I don't suspect that any of the older games are going to be like directly necessary going forward. I think this is kind of a rebranding and a fresh starting point on the old brand.
Well, I mean, we could play Soul Hackers 1. We just have to buy it and get it before March, because there is a 3DS remake of it, or like a remaster of it. So, and it did come out in NA, and it came out in 2013. So it is, I guess, kind of modern-esque, but we would literally have to get it before March. So anyway, I'm interested in it. This was a good week of news and a bad week of news at the same time.
It was just a lot of real comfy news. You love to hear it.
Yeah. What are you guys doing this week?
Working.
Same thing I do every night, Pinky.
Draw.
What's up, brain?
Work, because I got deadlines.
I will be joining League on that this time. I have a 2-week turnaround on a couple of different projects for Mr. Smith Productions. So there's that. I will at some point play more Monster Hunter, and I will at some point play more 14. But past that, I'm not sure.
I mean, I work too. I just work retail, so I don't have deadlines. I just have to deal with, the public. And I don't know what I would rather have, deadlines or working with public.
Oh, I'll take my deadlines every time. Thanks.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm obviously I work. Obviously I'm going to be playing Xenoblade and Horizon. I will not be picking up Elden Ring as soon as it comes out, because it does come out this Friday.
It does.
I will watch people play Elden Ring, and I will pick up Elden Ring at some point in time in my life. But if I'm going to play any Souls-like game within the next month or whatever, it is going to be Strangers of Paradise, or Demon Souls, because I own Demon Souls, so I could.
Oh, you already own it, so that's fair.
Yeah. But it will be Strangers of Paradise, because that game looks great. But I still have 2 games that I need to beat, and one of those games is going to take me forever, because it's an open world action role playing game, and it's Too much. But if you've gotten to the end, please consider giving us a like and subscribe. We very much appreciate it. Yeah, we will see you guys next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Before you go, remember to like, comment, and sub to us. Not only does it help out the channel and let us know what you're into, but it also makes you 100% cooler than everybody else. I checked with Aqua. It's definitely true.